everyone, welcome to another video, and today we're just going to be discussing sigils real quick. What I'm using, what other sigils I want for the long game. But before we dive into the said topic, I would really appreciate you guys if you would hit that subscribe button, as it helps my channel grow and also helps me or tells me that I need to make more videos for you. And also don't forget to like this video if you think it would be helpful at the end of the video, so YouTube can recommend this to a lot of people. Alright, so on to the video. So sigils. So as you guys all know, we have three different sigils: active, job, and passive. So for the active sigil, I think most of you guys already know about Ancient Power, Divine Sword. Most of the PvP players, they use Divine Sword, but most of the time what I actually see, people are going for Ancient Power. So luckily I was able to get, randomly from Juperus, the Ancient Power Epic. I don't know if that's what it's called, but as you can see, the effect, it boosts all attributes for the team by 8% for 8 seconds. So just take note, it says it takes effect one time every 60 seconds on a single character. Now, what do you mean by that? What does that mean? So if I use this, you can see this right here. It's just below the buffs, guys. So this means the Ancient Power effect won't be activated for the next 60 seconds. So after 8 seconds, after the Ancient Power buff is gone, your teammate or another player can't just activate the Ancient Power right away. You need to wait for 60 seconds. So that means if that person activates Ancient Power while you have this Ancient Power cooldown, you will not get the buff. So I suggest you guys coordinate, talk to your teammates that, okay, I'm activating Ancient Power next. Just look at the cooldown. Once it's cooled down, I'll be the one to use the Ancient Power. Again, 8% for all your attributes for 8 seconds. That's already a huge help. Okay, so for the next sigil that I have, I don't really want to talk about the Trap Enhancer. As you guys all know, this is mainly focused for trappers, and I'm not sure if there are any trappers here watching, but it's that, just pause and read the description if you want. So the next passive sigil, or the first of 4 passive sigils that I'm using, is Weakness Gaze. This is a pretty awesome sigil. Why? Because it adds 30% of your crit rate and adds 30% attack speed for 5 seconds, or 1 layer of Weakness Gaze effect will be consumed when landing a crit damage. Since we're pure crit, because we stack up our luck once we max our agi. So if you land 10 crits for 5 seconds, that Weakness Gaze effect disappears. Or if you don't, within 5 seconds, if you don't land 10 crits, that's still also fine. Now this sigil is very useful when it comes to grinding, because in a spot, if you can kill the mobs real fast before dishing out 10 attacks, or within 5 seconds, you will have another 10 layers of Weakness Gaze. That means you don't have to consume agi pots anymore, crit buffs, attack speed buffs, because every time you clear a mob, that means you just exited the battle. And then when you enter the battle again, when they respawn, you start shooting, you start attacking, you immediately obtain another 10 layers. But it doesn't stack up. It's just 10 goes down to 8, 7, 6, and once you're done, it goes up to 10. So I suggest you guys use this. The next sigil would be Endless Nightmare. But if you guys don't have Endless Nightmare, the purple version of this is Gate of Suffering. They basically have the same effect, but the Gate of Suffering has, lesser. If you guys play Defense of the Ancients or Dota, this is just like Bloodseeker's ultimate Rupture. Pause the video to read the description. This basically means how much physical attack you have plus magic attack. That's going to be the HP per second that's going to be deducted to your target for 10 seconds. After 10 seconds, the Gate of Suffering effect, once that disappears, it reattaches itself after 20 seconds. So that's a sigil. The next one is Surge Protection. So you can pause the video to read the description real quick. So basically what it does is it gets 13%, or it calculates 13% of your max HP, and that's going to be a shield around your character, which is literally visible. And once that shield depletes, or you get hit equivalent to 13% of your max HP, the shield deals 400% water damage to nearby targets and inflicts additional 5% slow and lasts for 3 seconds. can only see this in battle, but let me try to show you guys. Let's try to shoot. Okay, there you go. This is the shield, guys. And let me show you what it looks like when it breaks. There you go. Okay, so for our next sigil, God of Gamblers, pretty useful. If you have the epic version of this, which is... there you go, chosen one. So you have a total of 6 buffs, and while in combat you can roll a dice, and it's random. Whatever number you roll, that will give you a buff accordingly. If I roll 1, I lose 5% of my max HP per second, which is not bad when in a party because we have a priest. If you lose 10% of your move speed for a hunter, I think that's not really important when you're just firing your arrows. And 3, 4, 5, and 6 basically are buffs. So as you can see, all stats plus 8%, move speed, damage reduction, damage plus 5%. So yeah, those are some of the sigils that I've been using. So for the long game though, what I'm currently saving up or wishing to have, and is very essential for us hunters, is Raging Bloodlust. Quick description: you have a 5% chance to consume 5% of your HP when you land a crit, but when your crit lands, it's, you know, the crit damage gets buffed by 10%. For everyone who are actually familiar with the Squidget cards, Team Goblin card, those cards buff your crit or adds 10% of your crit damage. So if you can only imagine how much damage will be added to your crit. And again guys, don't worry, because that sigil, or this sigil, Raging Bloodlust, is not like Choice Maze where you can die because there's no cap. In here, when your HP is only above 50%. If your HP is 50% and below, there's no chance for this passive sigil to proc. Alright? So I think that's that, everyone. Here are the current sigils that I'm using, and I'm currently after Bloodlust, a Raging Bloodlust. Okay, so how about the sigils that is really not beneficial to your character in any way? What do you do with them? I suggest is when you go to the sigil tablet, go to collection. There's actually a level here. Same with our wardrobe and monster research. So if you go ahead and check some of the levels here, they are not that bad. And as you can see, the only way you can achieve that is upgrade requirement enemy collection that reaches 1,800. So all you have to do is just activate, you know, either of these so you can get points. Also level them up. Regardless if you don't use them, you can level them up. But what if you are in dire need of zennies? Well, let me tell you, you can sell your sigils for zennies. You heard that right. Now, it's just that I don't have any sigils right now that I can provide an example to. It says dismantle because it's locked. I bought this from the diamond shop, that's why it's actually bound. But if you have something that you got from the weekly rewards, from the Japeris Ruins, once you click on it, if it's not bound, it's pretty much the same with the cards. Click on it, click more, and then store. Usually they range from, I don't know, the cheapest was 17k. It's all the way up to 45 to 70k. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I sold one for 45k. Now, if you have something like this, for example, that's bound, and as you can see, there's no way, or the sigil tab doesn't have notification for you to do something. Well, since I'm not using it, but if you go to collection and look at the divine sword, let's go ahead and take a look at it. It's an active sigil. It needs 40 shards to level up, and I currently have 25. Now let's go ahead, and since we can't sell this, let's just go ahead and dismantle that. Now we received 50 shards. As you can see, there's a notification now. Click on that. It's a collection, click on that, and once you level up, look at the points here. Once I click level up, there you go, it got added. Even though I'm not using it, just take note guys, just, you know, if you have sigils that are bound, might as well dismantle them, collect more sigils for your collection level, or your collection rate rather. Okay, so if you have any sigils that you don't want to use, those are the options that you can do. First is sell them if they're not bound. Sigils that are not bound can be obtained via the weekly rewards depending on your ranking on the Japeris Ruins. Number 2, Japeris Ruins. Also, the other thing, number 2, that you can do with your sigils that's really not beneficial is is dismantle them if they are bound. Okay, just level up your sigils. Again, if even though you're not equipping, or if your sigil is not equipped, you can still upgrade that and earn sigil points, or the collection, or increase your collection rate, or more stats. As you can see, you can have stats, you can also gain rewards, so it's not bad. There you go. So let me know what you guys think. Do you think I'm using the right sigils? Do you think I should be using different sigils? So let me know your thoughts in the comment section, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.